We all must eat. That is a basic human fact. The fun thing is we enjoy what we eat a lot of the times, and when we think about why we enjoy it, that can connect us to people in the past and why they may have enjoyed or done things a certain way. So I think that food studies and food history is a really powerful way to remind people of their connection to the past. My work is on the importance of home cooking to the Chinese diaspora, especially and specifically in Northern California, but more broadly in the United States. So Chinese American history. People eat together, they stay together or form connections. I started wondering, okay, but why is that? And I think it's because it's a care practice, and care is a fundamental aspect of humanity. Nobody lives to adulthood without receiving care from another human being. I'm interested in looking at the different types of situations people find themselves in, like living situations, especially in the late 19th century, early 20th century, when you had a mixture of people living in urban settlements like Chinatowns and more rural settings in family homes or as itinerant laborers. I'm interested in looking at the ways that cooking differs between those places and what role the food production might be having to keep people together. So I looked at a boarding house run by a Cantonese organization. And in that one, I find that actually the institution is providing a form of home cooking because it's using familiar ingredients from southern China. It's prioritizing what we might call the Chinese table, communal dishes. But more than that, it's prioritizing the production of an equal share of food for every resident. My last case study is a family setting. So that's looking at the merchant class. So we might think like, okay, now that they're kind of settled and permanent, they can just be a unit and look after themselves. But I'm finding evidence of food production far greater than for just a family of 3 or 4. I'm finding evidence of food production for 10 or 20. The idea that they're embedded in a bigger community that they feel obligated to cook for is a sort of interesting insight. The other thing that I was able to develop while at Harvard was an ethnographic method that I call cooking elicitations, which is where I cook with self-identified Chinese Americans. When we cook together, we're able to stimulate memories when they were children and their memories of their grandparents, so that I can actually sometimes connect the artifacts that I'm looking at to specific cooking practices. We're starting to erase Chinese American history at the national level, which is not the first time that it's happened. I think that makes this work even more important because you cannot escape the fact that so many people came from another place to this country and left behind material remains. I became interested in this work because I'm a second-generation Chinese American. In many archaeological studies, we have no connection to the people that we're studying because either they're so far distant in the past, or we're working in another region of the world, or both of those reasons. To share a heritage with the people that I work with and that I study meant that certain interpretations were available to me that were not available to other researchers. I think the larger takeaway is that food production, and especially domestic food production or home cooking, is a very powerful way of bringing people together and maintaining their connections. Whether you start asking, who's cooking for me? Where is the food coming from? Who am I eating with? Why am I eating alone or with people? My hope is that by asking those questions, you might start to think about, well, do I want to eat that way? Could I be happier if I cooked a different way, thought about food in a different way? The reason those questions might come up is because cooking is a care practice.